off a weekend party.
Bro, Lil Baby. Bro, there is no reason why you should look that happy in between two men. There is no reason you should look that happy sandwiched in between two men. Yo, welcome back to the room. Back at another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to rappers and these weird all white parties by Trap University. Before we get to this video, make sure to sub, like, and comment if you feel like it. Let's get straight into it.
This is why I don't call people culture vultures. Look at this. Look how he's holding these two grown men. I said in a previous video that rappers are like girls. They'll literally hang out with anybody that can give them some shopping money, but how much you gotta pay for this? And who is this in the background? Is this one of the servants? All this gangster talking y'all music, and y'all let a 50-year-old man fly you out to party with him. I don't care if he's paying 100K per guest. This is not my scene.
I ain't gonna lie though, bro, they slide me a cool 250K. Hey.
When do you get to the point where you can host an all-white party? What level do you have to be on? Because we know from the whole Diddy situation that these are not just regular parties. And look at how this man is biting his lip. What is Donald Trump telling him? Anyway, in 10 to 15 years, I'm sure somebody is going to come out with similar stories about the Michael Rubin
leak the files
parties, but he'll probably be long gone out of the country by then. But he's only been hosting these parties since 2021, and before that, it was just Diddy for the most part. So how is it?
Whoa. Go ahead and sub before I do something I don't want to.
Decided who can be the new all-white party host. This has been a subject of much debate since Diddy started being accused of things, and probably even before that.
Women, beautiful women, of course.
But I want to try to get to the bottom of this, or at least as much as I can without it getting too weird.
Locks on the doors. It's a little kinky, but yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to see all of the biggest celebrities go to Diddy's house in the Hamptons and St. Tropez.
No one, hey, bro.
For the all-white parties, and not thinking too hard, I just thought, well, Diddy is rich and he's probably just inviting his rich friends to a party. But these people aren't friends. The whole Hollywood was all in Diddy's house eating his food, drinking his champagne, and today none of them want anything to do with him. All the interviews now are, oh yeah, I went to Diddy party, but I stayed on the first floor, or I ain't go to the after party, I left. So nobody went to the after party.
Boy, they know they lying. Hey, not everybody skipped that after party. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a stack. Not everybody skipped.
Right? Okay. So before Michael Rubin, Diddy's first official all-white party was in 1998. But by 2004, his party was officially sponsored by Sony to promote the PlayStation. Also, PlayStation was the name of one of his houses in New York. And he was even given an original copy of the Declaration of Independence to bring to the freak-off party. Allegedly a freak-off party. He really had the Declaration of Independence though. And there were only 200 original copies made by a guy named John Dunlap, who was alive when the original document was drafted. And only 25 of these copies survived. So this is actually,
bro, they knew what was going on, and there was high ranking people at these parties, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
An original copy that Diddy is holding at one of his parties. That's how influential this man was. And before I really get into it, if you paid attention to popular culture at all, you would know that strange things at parties like this are nothing new. I still remember when Woah Vicky said she got invited to a party in LA where they have to take your phone as well as a drop of your blood. Now that sounds like cap, but LA gets pretty weird once you go up in the hills. Also, my mom knows a guy who I obviously can't name, but back in the 90s, he was a big time drug dealer in Chicago, and he was connected to Bishop Don Juan, which is an old man that's famous in Chicago for being a pimp. And yes, he's been all through Hollywood, and I wonder why celebrities would have a pimp around them. Anyway, they both got invited to a party at Snoop Dogg's house in LA sometime back in the mid to late 90s, and he's from Chicago, and Chicago people tend to over exaggerate things, but his exact words describing the house when he walked in were somewhere along the lines of drugs piled to the ceiling, as well as women, most likely escorts, in every room. And he says it was too much for even him, so he immediately left once he started looking into these rooms. And years later, Cat Williams would allege he saw similar things at mansion parties before everyone thought he was crazy.
These big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit.
And again, we still hear strange stories today.
Niggas was set, bro. Niggas was just saying what was going on. Like, Let's keep it a bean, bro. Everybody knew what was happening. They was just letting it slide, bro.
Like the high school girls that allegedly get invited to Drake's house. So anyway, Diddy's first party was in the
Drake
Hamptons.
investigation
East Hamptons,
next,
to be
man.
specific. And if you don't know what the Hamptons are, is a very
that's still my
affluent
GOAT rapper,
area
though.
where wealthy people live, at least part-time, since many of them have summer homes here. And for reference, this is what rent looks like in East Hampton. I literally laughed when I saw this because my brain could not come up with any other response to the ridiculous prices I was looking at. Now back to this first 1998 party. Paris Hilton, who was basically the first influencer to exist after the internet was created, was there, and she said everyone was there. So this seems to be the start of rappers and entertainers coming to the all-white
I low-key ain't know Paris Hilton like that. I don't know if I'm
parties
bugging.
and all-white parties being associated
I
with
low-key ain't
rappers.
know she
So
was like
what
that.
happened in 1998 to give Diddy the power and influence to get everyone at these parties? Well, for starters, you all know who earned Diddy his first big check in music, the notorious B.I.G., who had just died a little over a year before this party, but just 4 months after B.I.G. passed, Diddy immediately capitalized on the situation and dropped his first and still to this day his best-selling album. Now, of course, since it was dropped so fast, it's implied that he started work on the album while B.I.G. was still alive, but of course this is where the rumors come in, like one in particular from Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, that alleged he somehow had prior knowledge in some
What y'all think? Like, y'all think Diddy had, bro, he definitely the reason B.I.G. died, bro. Let's keep it a bean.
way of what would happen to Biggie if he went to LA, which is where he ended up dying. And while this is still considered just a conspiracy theory, one thing that is very strange to me is when his mom
I
found the
know
wrongful
he had a
death
part
lawsuit
in it.
against the city of Los Angeles, a key witness who was expected to testify took psychiatric medication right before the trial, which resulted in him suffering lapses in memory, which also resulted in him becoming an unreliable witness. And it all eventually ended in a mistrial, and the family filed 2 more times.
Not
But
suspicious
the
at
second
all.
time, they accused 2 LAPD officers of being complicit in some type of murder plot, but the judge ruled that the family had not complied with California law, and the third time it was just straight up dismissed. Anyway, Diddy went 7 times platinum, was nominated for 5 Grammys on the album, and he eventually won 1, so this pretty much cemented his spot at the top of the music industry, and wouldn't you know it, just months after winning this Grammy is when the first all-white party was held. So obviously, any rapper being around Diddy at this point and onward was seen as a move to elevate their career, something that Michael Rubin can also seemingly do, as obviously he can just put money behind anything. And I'll never forget when he made Meek Mill hop like a bunny, which is just a reminder that if you
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, boy. When I seen this, yo, Meek, you still gotta explain yourself for this, bro. This is crazy. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, yo, hopping up and down for another man is insane, bro.
listen to these rappers, separate the music from the artist, because all this tough talk, but when a billionaire tell you to hop like a bunny, you hop, and when he touch you inappropriately, you just pose for the picture.
Gang, look how long he went for.
Like every other influencer. And it's not just the rappers. I saw a video of this man Diddy sitting back watching the A-list actor have a wrestling match in front of him, like some type of performance, while workers are just walking around picking up the trash. He was like an emperor in a coliseum. And this is not regular grown man activity. This is grown men that get flew out for weekend party.
Bro, Lil Baby. Bro, there is no reason why you should look that happy in between 2 men. There is no reason you should look that happy sandwiched in between 2 men, dog.
Activity. There has to be something that you won't do for money, right? Now, interestingly, according to multiple sources, as of January 2025, Michael Rubin has canceled his all-white parties forever. And this is due to people comparing him to Diddy, which you could just have birthday parties. If it weren't all-white parties and if all these fake entertainers weren't invited every year, it would look a lot less weird. If it was just like you and people that you know or are friends with. Listen, I'm not even 30 yet, and I have no interest in having the fakest people in the world surrounding me at a party. All of these people are paid to have opinions. You know, just like I do, that a big rapper, singer,
That's
or
facts.
influencer will only have a stance on something if they get paid. For instance, Nelly and Snoop Dogg both performed at Donald Trump's inauguration party. Yet the last time he was elected back in 2016, they both publicly took a stance against him. But it's all fake. When these people talk, it's because they just got a deposit in their bank account. Whatever their
That's
real
some real
opinions
ass
are, you'll
shit.
probably never hear it because they're celebrities.
You'll never hear a celebrity, bro. You will never hear a celebrity's true opinion because everything they're doing is curated for the brand that they uphold. You know what I'm saying? They never gonna be genuine with you because they have no reason to. Why would I be genuine with you? Why would I be genuine with you, right? If I get paid more not to.
They don't get paid to think, they get paid to entertain and make statements. This is like when Diddy did the Rock the Vote or Vote or Die movement. Like, bro, do you really think Sean P. Diddy Combs cares about who gets elected president? And
That
he
nigga
just, of
don't
his
give
own
a
free will,
fuck.
got
He
these
do
t-shirts
not give
printed
a
to make a
fuck.
statement. We all passed the first grade. Why a 50-year-old businessman would want all these people around him, I'll never understand. If I had Michael Rubin's money, I would go to the ATM every day, withdraw $5,000, and put it together in a rubber band just to slap any celebrity that came near me on some fake shit. And the fact that he wanted all of these men and women that get paid
I
to do
rock with
things
this. I
around
rock with
him
this nigga,
is part of
bro.
the reason he got compared to Diddy. These people are not his friends, just like Diddy don't have no friends. So what did all these rappers and influencers do at Michael Rubin's house? Probably whatever he asked them to do, whether it was a freak off or if he just made them all bunny hopping in line. I do know that something in his eyes scares me very deeply, and that's for what they did at Diddy's house.
Yeah,
Things
you
are
can see
still
that
alleged
evil
at this
in him,
point,
bro.
but I don't think it's far-fetched to say that rich people have parties where people get intimate. Broke people do that. Have you ever been to college? So when you add the atmosphere that a party creates and makes it full of people that have enough money and influence
that's
to
facts,
rarely
though.
hear the word no, it can definitely get strange. I've met rich people that are very reserved,
You've got to tell Diddy no.
and you never
Was
know
not
what they do
playing
behind
about
closed
that,
doors.
boy.
And I met a rich guy in the elevator in Las Vegas that said he was on his way to an orgy. So do with that information what you will.
Nah, but great video by Trap University. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to sub, like the video, and comment if you feel like it. And peace.